Marshall's watching corner, not the race. Marshall's watching corner, not the race. Drivers on the sound of the tone. All right, first chicane shot. Scott quickly through there. Mike quickly through there. Everybody does excellent. As Brian takes a super fun line through there. As Scott lands the double nicely. Everybody through the double. As Greg takes a aggressive line through there. Almost makes it stick. But out front, Scott hits the jump section. Downsides everything nicely. Looks like he's got some good tires on his car as he is out front. Battle in the pack. Joseph with a little whippity whip. Brian Shook is right on him as Joseph rolls it over and super fast. Steve Madsen gets it going, but out front. End of the straightaway, clear. But the battle between third and fourth and fifth rages as they are almost touching each other. They are that close, but out front, Scott's on a 24.605. Brian in 2, Mike 3, Joseph 4, Greg Jones in the 5. Third and 4 switches. Joseph is now 3, Greg 4, Mike Shirk in the 5. As Scott comes across the start-finish line with a 15.6. He's on a 24.608 pace. As Mike rolls it over at the berm, Scott gives him a little love tap, said, I will just drive right on by. As Scott hits a tricky double-double section with the turn right in the middle as he goes to the straightaway. At the end of the straight, Scott rolls it back to his wheel over the hump. It's not necessarily faster. Just because your car can do it doesn't make it faster. Let's see how his lap time comes across for Joseph as he comes across. Bobbles at start-finish line. Bobbles at start-finish line. And Dwayne gets him going as Joseph is with a 28.6 second lap. Let's see, Joseph's got mad speed. If he can just hold it together, as he drives nice and smooth, he can get it done. Just drive it nicely, Joseph. It'll work for you. Do not listen to those guys, Joseph. Drive your car nicely. Just drive it nicely. Smooth on, smooth off. Smooth on, smooth off. And the lap times you will get rewarded with. But out front, Scott's on a 15.8 with a 23.6 flat. To Brian Shook's 23.615. To Greg Jones 21.604. To Mike's 26.15. To Joseph 19.619. Just be nice to it. Nice through there. Good. Well done. Well done. And then downside that. Excellent. Nicely through there. Smooth through the chicane. Downside that. Jump up. Well done. Through the berm. Excellent lap right there, Joseph, with a 16.1. Super fast. That's how you do it. Just give me another 3 minutes of those, and you will definitely make up some time, Joseph, I promise. But out front, Scott's with a 16.8. He's on 23.602 as he has dropped off, but he's still ahead of the pace, the TQ pace of Brian Shook's 23.613. There's round 1 TQ, and Scott comes across with a 15.9. He drops it down to a 23.603. Here comes Brian Shook's with his 15.7 with a 23.613. So the battle for the TQ, Brian is trying to go 2 for 2 as he tries to creep back up on Scott Brown, and Scott comes across with a 15.6 with a 23.603. Let's see how Brian comes across. He hits it with a 15.9 to a 23.613. So they are getting it done as out front as the leader comes through traffic. Scott is coming through traffic, Greg and Joseph. Scott makes it through there. Greg gives him a little space. That was a little much space. Andrews get him going. As Brian comes through the jump line, let's see there you go. Nicely, Joseph, downside that nicely. Nice and smooth. Remember, smooth on the throttle, smooth off. It will pay as Brian Shook with the fast lap for him with a 14.15.4 as he is on a 23.611 to Scott's 23.602 and Greg Jones at 21.606 and Mike Shirk 605 and Joseph 26.11. Just keep giving me good laps, Joseph. Just good laps. Straight away. Go inside on the straight. Inside on the straight. Clear. It is clear. Just good laps. Jump through that. Downside nicely. Just downside that, Joseph. Downside it. I promise you it's faster. But Scott comes across with a 15.9. He's on a 23.606 to Brian's 16.5. He's on a 6.12. They are just 6 seconds apart. About 4 laps behind. And Scott hits a tricky double-double section. Rides the berm a little bit as he comes nice and smooth. That's all you got to do is watch Scott. He is smooth on the throttle, smooth off the throttle, and it pays off with what we are looking for. That is a W right now, a TQ time of 23.606 to Brian Shook's 23.611. Greg just turned to 16.1 with a 21.605. So that is well done so far with Mike Shirk's 26.05 to Joseph's 26.10. as the battle rages between 4th and 5th, and then 2nd and 3rd are right there as well, as Brian is pushing his car every little tenth of a second. There's 1 minute left, driver. 1 minute left. Scott's 15.8. He's on a 23.606. As Brian comes across with a 16 flat, he's on a 23.611. So they are getting ever closer, 5 seconds apart. Just be nice to it, Joseph. There you go. Smooth on, smooth off. Smooth on, smooth off. There you go. Let's see. Brian comes across with another 15.9. He's on 23.611. Super consistent again for Brian, as he keeps knocking out fast lap after fast lap. He is ahead of both first and second, are ahead of the first round TQ, as Scott comes across with a 15.7, 23.602, 606. There are 20 seconds left, drivers. 20 seconds left. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Smooth on, smooth off. It will pay off. Just, there you go. Now tuck and follow right there. If you wanted somebody to follow for a couple laps, Corey, it doesn't get, or Joseph, it doesn't get any better than that. Just follow that guy around the track, and you will do well, I promise. As we are done. The first one done is Mike. Second done is Greg. Followed by Scott, Joseph, and where is fast Brian Shirk. Last lap for Brian is a 16 flat. He's on a 23.610 to Scott's 23.605. So again, Scott finishes in the 1, Brian 2, Greg 3, Mike Shirk 4, and Joseph Johnson with a 5. And Scott takes the round 2 TQ. So split TQs for the night so far. One goes to Brian Shook and one goes to Scott Brown, as they are fighting it out